Welcome to An Alternate Hugh. I'm Hugh Anderson, and this is some of what caught my attention recently. When is inflation your friend? Well, when you're the IRS, of course. Laura Saunders of the Wall Street Journal reported that many of us don't know Uncle Sam has an extra tax on investment income for higher earnings. They don't know, at least until they start to pay it. Now more people are owing it, thanks to inflation and higher yields on bank accounts and bonds. This levy is called the Net Investment Income Tax, or NIT for short, and there's nothing nitpicky about it. It's a 3.8% surtax on a filer's income from sources like interest, dividends, and capital gains that applies if their adjusted gross income is above $200,000 if they're a single filer and $250,000 if you're married. It also affects one-time spikes in your income, even if they're not going to occur again. But what really irks me is that lawmakers enacted this fund, or this tax, to help fund the Obamacare healthcare coverage expansion. And they chose not to adjust the income thresholds so they could collect more tax in the future. And as a result, the plan's working like a charm. In 2013, the tax raised $16 billion. That's $16 billion. In 2021, the latest data shows $60 billion. And over that period, the number of taxpayers owing it more than doubled from 3 million to about 7 million. If you're not paying the tax yet, just wait. And if you'd like more information, give me a call. I'm happy to share it with you. Now, nothing conjures visions of a pristine environment better than wind turbines or a wind turbine farm. You see them offshore in some places, and of course, if you're driving long distances. Now, of course, there's many things that I could complain about that is never reported as regarding the negative impacts of installing these things, but we'll talk about that another day. The latest issue, though, is operating costs. The argument has always been that the more green energy technology we install, the cheaper it will get. And of course, that's true with most technologies. But Siemens Energy, a major manufacturer of wind turbines, reported that components manufactured by one of their subsidiaries are wearing out faster than expected. The problem appears to involve critical parts like bearings and those big blades. The average lifespan of a wind turbine can be up to 20 years, but the wear and tear that they're discovering is not only on the older turbines, but newly installed ones. Turbine manufacturers have been under severe pressure to make bigger, more powerful wind turbines and may have actually overstretched the technology. And when things go wrong on these massive pieces of equipment, they are costly to fix. And when those costs increase, it goes on your and my power bill. Now remember that lovely 1985 movie, Cocoon, when a group of seniors became youthfully reinvigorated after being exposed to some alien stuff in a swimming pool? With that in mind, let's turn to the venture capital business, shall we? You know, where all that super high-tech stuff is invented and nobody over 35 can understand it or figure it out. There's a belief in that industry that new ventures and their teams must be young to be that innovative. Well, in revenge of the oldies, researchers from MIT, Northwestern, Wharton, and the U.S. Census Bureau found that the mean age of startup founders across the U.S. was 42 years old. And the mean age of high-tech startup? Well, they were 43. And the average age of founders of the rare ultra-fast growth unicorns, the 1 in 1,000 fastest growing ventures, was 45. The study goes on to show that the likelihood of success as a founder increases with age until the age of 60. The older you get, the more likely your chances of success are. A 50-year-old founder is twice as likely to build a thriving enterprise. Think about that, and take that, youngins. Now, as the media noise grows about the negative impacts of artificial intelligence on many professions, let's ponder what's happened since 1940 as new technologies have been introduced into the economy. What you'll see here is, in most every profession, the vast majority of professions enjoyed growth in employment. Now, that's not to say that there wasn't displacement, but the reality is that there should be policies in place as these technologies affect various industries. We have to make retraining as ubiquitous and available so people can enjoy the benefits of the future growth of these industries that artificial intelligence will affect. Now, as the stock market continues to race higher, I can't let a day go by without this little reminder. That's right, are Super 7 Samurai stocks. You know, those stocks that are bringing the stock market higher. But if you look at the more parallel lines down at the bottom, you'll notice that that's the broader market, which is more reflective of the current economic environment. I just want you to remember what Grandma always said about all your eggs in 7 baskets. Stay tuned on that file. And the next time you're thinking about the leisurely life of Europeans versus the harried, money-driven, can't-smell-the-roses life we in the U.S. lead, think about these stats from the Wall Street Journal. The Eurozone economy grew about 6% over the past 15 years. Not annually, just 6%, as measured in dollars, compared to 82% for the U.S. This is very, very bad for living standards in Europe, and yet in Washington, many of our politicians want us to emulate those policies. And now for the painfully obvious, 38% of Americans would rather get a cavity filled than engage with customer service representatives. 28% would actually rather burn themselves with hot coffee, and 35% would rather assemble the dreaded IKEA furniture. Now you know. So that's it for this week. Don't forget to wander over to High Tower Las Vegas's website for more good intel from my partners. Until next time, I'm Hugh Anderson, and this has been An Alternate Hugh.